Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. For those of you that are joining for the first time, I want to welcome you to this wellness webinar. We're going to go really deep into how we can be the best person that we can be, healthy, energetic. I am a Ayurveda wellness consultant. I'm also a certified teacher of transcendental meditation. I've been doing this for over 30 years. At the end, I will talk about my website. You can go to, if you want to know more about me, you can go to my website. So I want to talk a little bit about how we're going to implement this detox. I did get a few emails from you, and I want to talk a little bit more about the detox. Some of you still had some questions about really how to go about it. And if you have any questions now, please feel free to join in on the chat or just send me a private email this week. But we want to make sure that you're comfortable and you understand how can I, and what to expect from the detox. The first thing is, why are we doing a detox? And I had gone into that in the first lesson a few weeks ago, that we have toxins that build up. It's called ama. And if we have too many toxins that build up, we become lethargic. We're very sluggish, lack of mental clarity. And so when we give the digestive system a rest, because remember, what do we say is the main reason for toxin buildup, and that's improper digestion. Either our digestion is too fast, it's too slow, it's maybe irregular, we're not eliminating properly, and we're feeling, like I said, very heavy, very dull, not a lot of energy. And this can affect the emotions as well. Remember, when we talk about Ayurveda, it's a connection of mind, body, and spirit. We want to feel whole. We want to feel as though we are balanced in all areas. And when you wake up in the morning, you should feel very energetic. And most people don't, and that is the first sign of too much toxins, ama, they call it ama. Some of you should have received, I tried to send it to everyone. If you have not received it, please send me an email at laurina@yourayurvedaconsultant.com. And if you send me an email, I will send you everything that I sent to the group tonight. So I sent you an email. It has the dosha test, so you can take the dosha quiz to find out what is your primary dosha, your bodily humor. Are you more fiery type? Are you more relaxed and complacent? Are you more vata type, where you're sort of more dry but running around and exhausting yourself? So you will find out by taking that test which dosha is out of balance, and perhaps which dosha is already in balance. So you have that test. I also gave you healthy meals, and you have some of the dietary recommendations in there, and also some recipes, additional recipes. And so you can read through these. These are the two that you should have. And then you have it's quite a lot of information. That's why I want to go over it with you. I want you to feel as though you're not overwhelmed, even though you probably are already. So I'd like to, this is only a 30-minute call or webinar tonight, but I would like to clarify what you can do. For those of you that may have missed a few of the webinars, I want to clarify what you can do. So the first thing I would like you to do is make an appointment to see a medical doctor. Now, I know you think this goes against everything I'm saying, but you should have an annual physical. Remember, I said that we are not against modern medicine completely. We don't want to take medications unnecessarily, but if we have issues that we want to address, we should go to the doctor. And just make sure that we have a metabolic paneling. That's what it's called. If you say metabolic paneling, they will know what that is. And then, and what that is, so that you know, a metabolic paneling allows them, the doctor will draw blood, or the nurse will probably do it, and then see, are you deficient in vitamin D3 or B12 or calcium? Do you have heavy metals? They don't generally do this test, so you would have to ask them specifically to do it. Lead, mercury, if you're taking herbal products and you don't know where they're from, some of them can have heavy metals in it, so you really do want to check. Heavy metals, B12, and they're going to do everything for you except for the heavy metals. So it's routine: iron, B12, D3. So let's talk about D3 for a moment. That's what you get from the sun, but in Chicago, we don't get much sun, so you're probably low. If you're really over 25, you're probably low in D3, and unless you go to warmer climates, unless you're kind of getting a lot of sun year round for whatever reason. Maybe you play sports, maybe you travel for some sporting team, and you go to other parts of the country or the world that are warm. That's different if you really are absorbing a lot of vitamin D. But generally, you'll be low in that. And what's very important about D3 is that whatever levels they tell you you're at, always make sure you're a little bit higher. B12, you can be right in the middle or kind of borderline, and you're fine because B12 stays in the system for a long period of time. So it'll take you a longer time. If your B12 is good, it will take you a longer time to get deficient in B12. But with D3, it's very important that you keep up, especially in the winter, 2,000 IUs, and you can get it. Blue Bonnet is a really good one. You could get it either in the fish oil or in the vegetarian formula, and they have that at Whole Foods. And so I highly recommend it, and you can, if you are deficient, you can start taking it. I think if you don't know if you're deficient yet, you can take it. But if you are deficient in D3, it will really wreak havoc on your health. First of all, you'll feel very low energy. You could feel depressed, and it can lead also, into other more serious concerns if it's happening over a long period of time. So get this metabolic paneling done and go to the doctor once a year. You always want to have a physical, because often if the blood pressure does start to rise, or if you are deficient in iron and it's maybe severely deficient to maybe anemia, you'll know these things beforehand. I'm often surprised that even psychologists and psychiatrists do not require a metabolic paneling when they are treating somebody for anxiety or depression. Particularly depression, it can often be even cured just by D3. Because not having that can make you very low energy. When you have low energy, you don't get anything done. You can feel depressed. So really, really I'm spending a lot of time on it because it's very crucial that you keep your D3 levels up. And like I said, B12, and make sure calcium is good, and other B vitamins, and they're going to take care of it for you. If you need the name of a local doctor, I do know some I can help you out with, but your general primary doctor will have this information. They do it as a routine. They'll just draw some blood. If you feel you're pre-diabetic or you are diabetic, you want to make sure that you're doing a fasting blood sugar test, and that's where you're going to go in the morning fasting, and you'll drink a sugary drink, and they'll see how well you process the glucose. And that will determine if you are pre-diabetic. So that's something you probably have to ask for. They might not do it routine, but if you have a history of diabetes in the family, you might want to have that test done. So you do this testing, and of course thyroid, cholesterol. Usually, if your cholesterol is good, they won't really request it again for another 5 years, because cholesterol is something also that takes time. But blood pressure can be up and down, and the thyroid you want to check. So what do you do if you have high cholesterol already, you have high blood pressure already, maybe you have hyperthyroid, hypothyroid? So the first thing really is exercise. It's so important to move the body. And those of you not exercising regularly, don't think that you have to now go and just climb Mount Everest and just really wear yourself out with a lot of exercise. Start slowly and just do walking. Grab a buddy at work or grab somebody after work and just walk around a track, or if you have a treadmill, then you can walk on a treadmill. But even just to start out, 15 to 20 minutes as best as you can do to get the body moving. Take a yoga class. Some of you that have been to my retreats, you already know how to do the yoga. Do that once or twice a week if you can. Once a day is great, but if not, once or twice a week is good. So this is going to help in your detox, is to start moving the body. During a very extreme detox, then you're going to, avoid very strenuous exercise. But for now, most of you are easing into this detox, and you're just kind of maybe doing the detox diet once or twice a week. But very important that you exercise and start to move the body, because that increases the metabolism, and that helps with digestion, which is the whole, purpose of what we're doing. So if you increase the metabolic rate through exercise, you're going to burn more calories, and you'll be able to lose weight more quickly. Those of you that emailed me and you want to lose weight, I'm going to give you some tips. And those of you that are already slender, then what I would recommend is, if you're already slender, I would recommend, but you want to detox because you're having some negative symptoms. Just being slender doesn't mean that you don't have toxins. But if you're slender and you're afraid of losing too much weight in the detox, then just make sure you're having some pumpkin seeds or sesame seeds, almonds. You're having them at least at breakfast and lunch. And even those of you that are trying to lose weight, if you have a small portion of that with your detox diet that we went over last week. Remember, we were in the kitchen and we were making that mung dal. Those of you that didn't see it, it will be on the YouTube channel this week. And we made the mung dal, and we made some quinoa, and you had a few nuts in the quinoa, and we made a nice vegetable. And then I showed you the bread, that you could have a little piece of bread. We do want to cut carbohydrates. If you want to lose weight quickly, I recommend cutting. If you find that you are just not losing weight, people tell me all the time, I'm really not eating that much. I'm really not eating that much. I'm not losing weight. Well, I would definitely recommend you take this stuff called Google, and I can drop ship it to you, or you can pick it up at one of my TM centers. But definitely you want to take that, because that helps to burn fat. It helps to increase the metabolism. Very good for moving toxins out. You feel more energetic. So you definitely would want to be doing that. Plus, there's a detox tea, and I can also send that to you. It's cumin, coriander, and fennel seeds. And I sent you the PDF with that recipe as well, how to make the detox tea. You can buy it at Whole Foods, or if you want to get it through me as well, you can. But you can buy those separately. That will start to help to eliminate the toxins. And there's a wonderful tea called beet trim tea, and that helps to curb cravings. But what do you do if you're desperately trying to lose weight and you have cravings? Drink the tea. Remember, nothing cold, only hot water or hot tea. Ginger is going to be your best friend. Lots of ginger will help to move the toxins through, increase the metabolism, and make it you feel lighter in the stomach. So these are things that you can do to really help the metabolism and help you lose weight, but you have to cut the portions. Even if you're not ready to do any type of exercise, if you cut the portions, and I know that's hard, but that's why in these instructions that you got that are, that you just got by email, it's very important that you sit quietly and eat in a settled environment, and try to reduce the stress as much as possible. If you're rushing and eating and rushing all the time, you're going to eat more, and you're not going to metabolize the nutrients in the food. So we have to sit calmly and quietly and have the food in front of us. No cell phone, nothing, no computer, and just sit. You can have some nice company, friendly company, and nice little chat with a friend or a family member. But you want to make sure that you're just honoring that time to eat in a very quiet way. And if you do that, you will eat less, and you will have less cravings afterward because you're satisfied. What we're going to talk about next week in more detail are the 6 tastes. I had talked a little bit about it in the first session, but I want to really go into that. If you do the detox diet, you will naturally have all the 6 tastes in your food: sour, sweet, pungent, bitter, salty, and astringent. And the reason why it's important is if you have all 6 tastes, then you will not binge, because you're getting it's more of a holistic way of eating. And if you have all the things we talked about in the detox diet and a little bit of lemon on your food, you're getting salty, sour, bitter, pungent, astringent. You're getting all of those, and you'll feel better. If you want a snack on the detox, then you can have red grapes. Red grapes and green grapes are the only raw food you can have during the detox. You could also have soaked raisins, soaked figs, and you can also have part of lunch. When I go to the Raj Health Spa for my detox, my husband and I in the afternoon, we get really hungry. And they have a lentil soup there that's always available with some vegetables. And we just have a little bowl. And I never gain weight. I think, oh my gosh, I'm having another meal, 3 hours after my first meal. But it's really just a small amount, and it's nourishing, and it's powerful antioxidants with all the vegetables and nutrients. So you want nourishment. So that would be a great thing. So let's review what is in the detox meal. And if any of you have questions, please let me know. So this is going to be, I'm just checking the time. So this is going to be a review for some of you, but I want to make sure that you're feeling comfortable. And like I said, you can tailor this to what works for you depending upon how strict you want to be in the beginning. I don't want you to start this, say I'm going to do 10 days of the detox, but then you're going to end up binging or feeling very, very uncomfortable emotionally because it was too much too quickly. So I'm going to do the review, and then you can, based on what I say, you can decide, well, maybe I will only do the detox 1 or 2 days. But if you can eventually work up to 10 days where you do this diet and you just keep at it every day, and you have to, there's a motivational factor here. That when you're feeling okay, I'm just starving, you're going to work and there are donuts and there's sugar everywhere. If you have a sugar craving, a salt craving, and it's just hitting you everywhere, then you just have to, have your, I call it ammunition there to help you to not fall into the trap of taking that junk food. And that's why you have your little bag. I sent you an email, and it's interesting. It has a, this is, some of you might find this kind of funny, but it's called a thermos flask lunch. And it allows you to make your detox with your mung beans, and you bring it to work with you. And so it's like you kind of cook it, and all the instructions are there. You pre-cook it, you undercook it a little bit, so that when you get to work, it's going to be still warm at lunchtime. You're going to actually be letting the beans cook in the thermos partially, because it'll be sitting for 5 hours before you eat it at lunch. And so you have it, and you really have to plan. Those of you that might have missed the first few sessions, we did go over that it's really important to take a weekend off, talk to the family, make this a whole family thing, even for kids. Make sure they're eating their vegetables. They shouldn't be doing the detox. And I had mentioned for the children, you should add the sunflower butter, sunflower seed butters, and we talked about all those wonderful nut butters. But very important that you start this detox so that you can feel better and you can get the toxins out, so we can form what's called ojas, which is the finest, the final and finest level of digestion that just gives so much energy and vitality, and people end up having a glow about them, and they're just really, and everybody will tell you, everybody that's done any form of a detox, even if it's not, an Ayurveda detox, will tell you they start to feel lighter. But remember the difference. Why don't we use raw foods in Ayurveda? And maybe hopefully if you've been listening, you'll be able to answer that question. So why during a detox do we not use raw foods? Because that is usually the key thing in every other detox, and where Ayurveda completely separates itself out. And that's what defines Ayurveda. And remember what we said, that raw foods do not get easily assimilated. They're harder to digest, and although they have higher nutrient content, if they're not cooked with oils and proper spices, the nutrients in that food will not get to the cells to provide nutrition for you, energy, and it can actually be very drying. We know that people that are on a very strong raw foods diet, solely raw foods, they have very dry pulse, most of them, depending upon their physiology. And so in the summertime, Ayurveda promotes wonderful raw foods and, of course, the delicious fruits that you can get. But during the detox, we do not favor raw food. The only, let's see, I'm trying to think. Yeah, and we don't even have any dairy. We're going to be really limiting dairy products. If you can be vegetarian, we prefer you be vegetarian just on the detox. And then, of course, when you start to, after the, you do it 7, 10 days, then you can wean back into chicken or fish and limited amounts of red meat. And then remember what we said too, that at lunch is the biggest meal. So whether you're on the detox or not, you want to have the biggest meal at lunchtime. Now, what I sent you, I thought you could print them out, and it would be nice for you to sort of go over what you think is best for your physiology. So we have, your personal dietary recommendations. I thought this could be a sheet for you, and you can write in what you feel you would like to eat for, your detox. Maybe you don't like figs. Maybe you don't want to have any of the other things on there, but you can actually check off. And then here is lunch options, and you can just check off. And what I like about the sheets that I gave you, it gave very specific instructions for what to avoid or reduce. And I'm actually going to read that now for you. So what you want to avoid or reduce are hot spices, sour foods, including sour citrus, fermented foods, which again, a lot of detoxes are using a lot of regular diets are really into fermented foods, but in Ayurveda, we don't use fermented foods. And I will go into that more next week. Vinegar, yeast, pickles, ketchup, soy sauce, yogurt, except for lassi. No red meat, peanuts, mushrooms, potatoes, sweet potatoes, other root vegetables. We're going to talk about why many, even doctors, I listened to a wonderful video of a doctor, and he talked about why you don't eat the root vegetables. So he was saying the same thing Ayurveda was saying. No cheeses during the detox, and in general, we don't have any hard cheeses, no leftovers, no packaged food, no processed food, fast food. No chocolate or soda or alcohol or artificial sweeteners, no raw vegetables, no cold drinks, and no candy or white flour. So the other thing I saw in here, I don't want you to go off of your caffeine. This is another important point. You can't detox too quickly. If you want to go off caffeine, and you drink even just 1 or 2 cups a day, you should continue to drink the coffee or the tea, whatever kind of caffeine you have, while you're on the detox, because if not, you will withdraw and you will feel horrible. So as I always say, Rome was not built in a day. Do not try to go off everything. Be easy on yourself. If you have a really strong sweet tooth and you're trying to do the detox, just eat a lot more fruit. Have your grapes, have your raisins, have your figs. Figs are wonderful. If you soak figs and raisins in water, because they should be soaked. Remember we said how you soak the nuts, and you should soak the dried fruits because they're very drying to the system. Even if you're not on a detox, even if you just want to be healthy and eliminate, the sugar, if you have these jars, I'm telling you, you will love your diet because you will feel so good. You get a sweet tooth in the afternoon, you have a few figs, or you have a few raisins, or you have some grapes. That is not torture, really. It's now, why would we have that as opposed to a smoothie? When you think of a smoothie could have, a lot of them, you see them, they're like huge, like 10, 12 ounces. People get these huge smoothies. And it's almost like having white sugar. You get this rush of sugar into the system. And it still has to be processed as much as white sugar. It's too much condensed. They could put, strawberries and bananas, and they just make these big, big smoothies. And you think, oh, it's, natural, it's healthy. But it's still a lot. It's fructose, but it's still a lot of sugar. You would be much better off just, very slowly having a few grapes, chewing it slowly, getting that sweet taste, gives you a little bit of energy, rather than having something that you shouldn't have on your detox, or to have a smoothie. And again, the most ideal, we talked about the stewed fruit. Even though the grapes are acceptable and it's great on the go, the stewed fruit is magnificent because it's warm. You can actually add a little hot water if it has just come from the refrigerator and you're at work. You could add cinnamon and spices, and that's much more easily digestible. So we have a few more minutes, but does anybody have any questions? Anybody like to send us a chat message? Now, I don't know if Krista's on this call, but I know Krista was starting the detox diet. I don't mean to put you on the spot, Krista, if you are on the call or on the webinar, but if you have anything to say, or anybody that has had a consultation with me or in the past or has started the diet just recently, if you have any comments, that would be great to share as an inspiration to the group. We don't want to, like I said, put you on the spot, but if you want to share something with us, that would be great. And what you can also do is you can do it during the week, maybe write up a few sentences and just send me the email, and then I can just talk about it with the group. I won't mention your name, but I can talk about it with the group so people can get inspired that other people have been starting the detox. They tried it one day. What was their experience? And we want to be careful, like I said, with the emotions when we talk about caffeine and how we wouldn't want to stop caffeine. When we detox, there is sometimes an emotional shift. As the toxins loosen, sometimes emotions can get a little bit, we get a little bit grumpy, irritable. Those are kind of nice terms. So, if you're feeling a little bit irritable when you're on the detox, it's just because your body's used to a certain amount of salt, a certain amount of sugar, a certain amount of carbohydrates, and now you're starting to reduce that, take it away, and there is always going to be some withdrawal effect, and even just having less food. As we know, if you have a lot of carbohydrates initially, if you have a donut, initially you're like, wow, I feel fantastic. And you're getting the sugar high and you feel great. But then, of course, an hour or two later, it's starting to make you feel sluggish and all of that. So the advantage to this is that you really can, to this type of a detox, is that it's more balanced. It gives you a little bit of your sugar so you don't go through withdrawals, and that you stick with your caffeine. If those of you that really drink an unusually high amount of caffeine, what I would recommend is do a detox for a little while, keeping the caffeine included. And then once you're off the detox, if you've done it for 10 days, and some of you, if you really have a lot of weight to lose, or you really feel you need to do a really long detox, and if you're overweight, then you can actually do it a little bit longer, because if you're slender, you don't want to lose too much weight and have malnutrition. But if you want to lose a lot of weight, you can do it for a few weeks, and that's completely fine. That would actually be a good idea to do it for 3 or 4 weeks if you can, if you're really serious and you can start on this. And like I said, send me emails. I can guide you if anything's kind of going awry. Call me right away or email me. I'd really like to hear from you. But yeah, it's important that if you want to do the caffeine detox, I would recommend you do that separate, and that, or unless you're going to be on the detox a few weeks, and what you would have to do is, if you say you drink 3 cups of coffee a day, you would switch it down to 2 cups, or maybe 2.5 cups. So it's not even noticeable. 2.5 cups, and then do that for a few weeks, and then two cups for a few weeks, and then 1.5 cups. You want to, and maybe even replacing, with green tea. Like if you have 2 cups normally a day, then you'd have 1 cup of strong, your normal coffee, and then 1 cup of green tea. So everything you want to do, sugar withdrawal or salt or caffeine or chocolate or whatever it might be, you want to do it gradually, because the physiology, Ayurveda does not like these very extreme detoxes. That's why we don't fast. Remember I mentioned that in the first webinar, we do not fast in Ayurveda during a detox. If you really have a lot of weight to lose and you have very weak digestion, you can puree your food and add lots of ginger. And if your digestive system is really slow, then just you have maybe a soupy thing at night. especially if you don't have hunger, then you should just, eat very, very little. Like in the morning, we talked about having stewed fruit if you're not hungry, but having just a little bit of something, and then by 12 o'clock, being very, very hungry to have your midday meal. So I hope this was helpful for you. We're going to close unless we have anybody that has any questions. And next week will be an hour session because it'll be March 1st. So we've come to the end of our 4-week February session. And so next week will be an hour session. And what I'd like to do is more thoroughly review what Ayurveda is, go very thoroughly through the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, through the doshas. By that time, I hope that you will have filled out your forms and kind of gotten an idea of what dosha type you are, or maybe you're a combination of 2 or 3 different, you might be Pitta Vata or Vata Pitta or Kapha Pitta, and you'll start to learn which imbalances you have, which balance, maybe you are balanced in certain ways. That, it's not that we're all imbalanced. So the positive aspects to your constitution and the negative aspects, and we're going to try to balance out to make the negative more positive. And like I said, just feel free to email me at Laurina, Laurina, at your Ayurveda, Ayurveda consultant, yourayurvedaconsultant.com. Have a wonderful week. Good luck on your detoxification program. And if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Have a wonderful evening.